Yeah, look, I mean, Ange got lucky last time, didn't he? He got lucky and he knows he got lucky. But, you know, I'm not going to sit here and badmouth the son of a bitch. He's done a lot for Australian football and he's living proof that you're better off being lucky than good. Hi guys, I'm Aussie Villain and welcome back to Chelsea. Now, today we have a chance to get back to Wembley with the FA Cup quarter-final. We go to Leicester. It's not going to be easy, but it is the Championship club, so we should be beating them. Then it is the Aussie Derby Part 2. It is Aussie versus Ange. And I want to apologise to Ange. I absolutely love him. Don't get me wrong. If he does happen to see this, love your work, mate. But he should be ashamed having to share a touchline with me. But yeah, I was annoyed that they scored the 95th minute last time, and we're not going to let that happen again. They can score earlier, but they can't score on stoppage time. But anyway, there's two games to catch you up on since our Wembley disappointment last time out. The first of those was against Aston Villa, and let's see how it went. We fell behind in the first half, but were level quickly when Gallagher picked out Lamar. Before Villa hit us on the break to go 2-1 up. So, this was an even game. XG suggests we shaded it marginally. A draw, to be honest, would have been a fair result in this one. But, yeah, to get nipped there, it was disappointing, obviously. And, Diassi had a goal ruled out for offside, I think it was. And, yeah, you can see we didn't particularly play well. So, it's difficult to complain too much when you haven't played well, isn't it? Next up, it was Sheffield United. Now, of course, they came from 2-0 down to grab a draw against us when we played them first time around. Let's see if we've learnt from our mistakes. Reece James opened the scoring. And it was 2-0 when Palmer crossed for Marcus Leonardo. And thankfully, that's where the goal stopped this time around. So Marcus Leonardo getting his first goal for the club. Reece James with a stunning free kick. And yeah, we definitely, this is what should have been like in the when we played them at their place. But anyway, it could have been so much more. 30 shots on target, an XG of 4. And we only scored 2. That's unlike us, isn't it? Or unlike me, anyway, on one of my teams. So let's go and have a look at the league table. And coming into this Aussie derby against Spurs, we sit 4th, they sit 5th. And we're still just about clinging on with a chance of the title. 4 points back of Liverpool, 2 points back of City, 1 point back of Arsenal. But I think history is showing we struggle to beat those sorts of teams. So unless we can start doing that, then the best we can probably hope for is top 4. And if we don't lose today against Spurs, then that gap stays at 5 points. And with 8 games to go, you'd start to say looking okay on that front. But anyway, let's go and see what we're doing here against Leicester in the Cup. All right, excuse me, had a point, had to take, it's absolutely boiling in here. Okay, so this is what I'm expecting from Leicester is a 4-3-3 from their Mavididi, who was, of course, a bit of a legend at our Manchester United, All England Manchester United side. So this is a team we're sending out. We are sort of saving some players for the Tottenham game. So Sanchez in goal, Sarr, Badiashile, Chalobah, and Gusto as the back four. Fernandes and McGinn in midfield. Sterling and Nkunku, Lamar. Taremi goes up top as a complete forward. So let's hope that sort of role works for him. He's a good player. I actually am struggling to figure out the best way to get him to play. I feel like he is the perfect striker for us. I just can't get him to do what I want him to do. All right, so we can see the team sheets there. Yeah, Mavididi, Dewsbury Hall. It's a good team, especially for no wonder they're up the top of the championship. Harry Souttar only on the bench. That blows my mind. Every time I don't understand why he's not in one of the top, well, if not Premier League, certainly European teams. Every time I see him play for the Socceroos, he just looks hands down, just miles above any defender we've ever had at the Socceroos. All right, and here we go. Let's see if we can take another cup scalp and get ourselves back to Wembley. Yeah, it was disappointing to lose that final, wasn't it? But I guess these things happen. I mean, this team should be strong enough to get ourselves through. So we'll see how that goes. But yeah, I don't know. It's one of these where it's a selection risk because we could still win the league, though, as I said, against those top teams, we have really struggled to get results. And we would need to do that if we're going to obviously, win the league. But equally, I mean, is this team good enough to beat a championship side? You could argue the other way is Leicester on paper, a championship side, or are they better than that? Yeah, but I think the answer is yes. This team should be good enough to beat even a bottom Premier League side. So we will see, and let's hope we get off to a good start. Now I think I have gone back to key highlights. I figure we've kind of seen as we've lost out there, which is not particularly good, and Mavadidi, not the greatest finish he'll ever do. But yeah, so I've gone back to just key highlights. I think we've seen the new game now, the extended highlights, and it's just an episode lengths and editing and whatnot is getting a little bit too long. So as that is saved over the top, was it a goal kick? All right, Morty is annoying me here, so I'm going to have to go and get him out. All right, I can just see him in the corner of my eye down here. He was like measuring up his jump to jump up onto the desk. So yeah, we'll stop that before it happens, and he can go out and annoy somebody downstairs. All right, here we go. Lamar wins possession. Ken Nkunku, we just couldn't quite pick out the run there, could we? And we will go encourage again and see what we can do here. We haven't really done much, have we? All right, so let's try exploit the flanks and see if we can create ourselves something that way. I find this FM more than once previously, and maybe it is just because it's my first season and so the team is still sort of learning the way that I want to play and all that kind of stuff. But I found the fluctuations in form and playing well and whatnot is bigger than before. It just seems like it's almost too much, where it's just like it flicked a switch. Oh, we've hit the post with McGinn. Yeah, it just looks like, you know, you flick a switch and suddenly they're terrible again. So I don't know if it's just training and it takes time, which it often does, to you know, to get everything across the way you want it to get across. We will say we've not been the better team. Our shooting, we need to improve that. Let's go with that. Fernandez is anxious. Let's hope we can win him back around. But we definitely need to be better second half because we barely threaten them at all. All right. And let's see if we can... You know, we'll start by getting a shot on target. We had 3 off target in that first half. Cross in towards Sterling. He's not going to win much in the air. And Enzo now on the ball. McGinn, there's a good ball for Nkunku through. Oh, and is it a save? He's missed it altogether. Nkunku is just shocking in front of goal right now. And we've got some defending to do. Badashile heads it away nicely. Sarr, he let himself get closed down there a little bit, but luckily Badashile was free. Jesus Christ. And Lamar now with a chance. He's gone past one. He can't get past another one. And what do we need to do here? We need to keep possession. They're putting good pressure on us, aren't they? Oh, it's a terrible pass. Raheem Sterling pounces. Raheem Sterling finishes his 10th of the season. And just when I was thinking, how on earth are we going to break down this Leicester team, they've gone and they've gifted us the lead. Raheem Sterling still had a lot to do there. And yeah, it was a poor pass, wasn't it? It was almost like it was passed for Sterling. And yeah, a little bit of luck perhaps in off the keeper. But we needed that bit of luck, and let's hope that with that, we can now go on and... why can't I do more shouts? Let me shout at my players. Let's hope that we can now go on and look more comfortable on the ball, perhaps. Let's give them some praise, having gone in front. Sanchez, nice ball there for Nkunku. And we've gone and gifted them back a ball, but they've picked out Fernandez, and now we go again. Lamar for McGinn. McGinn has it. To this Fornals, he's everywhere. He was at West Ham, wasn't he, Fornals? I think that's where I recognise. Oh, and they've nicked it off him again. Taremi gets a little bit excited and can't keep his effort down. All right, Lamar, you're not having a great game. Let's get Madueke on out there. Or Madueke, I should say. He's a good dribbler. And I'm wondering if... we've seen Lamar out there a couple of times with a chance to run and not particularly done well. As there's a good ball in front of goal and a great save. I'm not sure if it was Lamar's shot, actually, but McGinn has picked it up. And, I mean, this is never a goal, is it? It doesn't look like it from here. We don't have the best angle. It doesn't look like it's over. So we will just skip that. And, well, the clock is ticking down. Gusto is on a booking and looking nervous. Ideally, at this point, you'd just like to keep this team out there and let them see it out. But, yeah, you do get a little bit nervous at times, don't you? Taremi is, yeah, not had another good game up there. All right, you know what we might do, given the state of the game, if they don't score from here, we might just look to be a little bit more, oh, would have been a really good goal, to be fair to that attacker, but anyway. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. I will show you momentarily, actually. Okay, so Uga Chukwu going to come on for Nkunku. We're just going to stick a more defensively minded midfielder in there, and Taremi's going to be a deep lying forward to try and drop back in and sort of fill in that number 10 role whilst we are sort of building up play. So let's hope that kind of works as hoped. And we are towards stoppage time now. We will tell them to focus. We will go defensive. We will go and waste some time. No, that's tempo. Other way. Go faster, guys. Protect the lead. Yeah. And we hopefully will see this out. It's been a real struggle. We've been second best. I mean, XG wouldn't say that, but yeah, Leicester have proved themselves to be a very, very tough nut to crack. And to be honest, they cracked themselves in the end, didn't they? The one error. And Sterling was able to take advantage of it. And yeah, it was a bit of a let-off. We need to be much better when we play better teams. So we rise to see off the Foxes, almost $500,000 in the bank, which to be honest we could use. Although it was pointed out to me in the comments that not to worry too much because sponsorship at the end of the season will almost cancel the majority of the debt out. So that is a good point because I think it was 180 million that was already in the accounts from this season. So hopefully that will save us. But yeah, there we go. We're into the last four. Back to Wembley we will go. But next up, it's the Aussie derby against who are we playing? Ange Postecoglou. All right, welcome back. Now we've got our draw for the semi-final. It is Nottingham Forest. We have got to consider ourselves favourites then to get to the final, don't we? The other semi-final is City and West Ham, who beat Arsenal on penalties. So a Chelsea-Man City final, you'd have to say that's the favoured, certainly the predicted, I guess, outcome. But we've just got to get ourselves there, and then we'll worry about whoever it is we play when we get there, of course. Now, we did get our youth intake as well. Unfortunately, they're gone. Here we go. So these are the ones that we're going to look to sign, it looks like. So there's a few there, a few decent ones, but obviously it's just a short-term series. We're not going to see any of them. But yeah, so there were some good prospects that came through for us, but we are worried about Manchester. No, we're not worried about Tottenham. Double Mazzella's inside out. So it's an interesting formation. Maybe I could take a couple of notes here. So they've got inside forwards and inverted wing-backs, and Mazzella's drifting wide. That's going to be a pain in the ass to try and stop, isn't it? I like it. I really like it. All right, Ange, you might be doing me there. Let's have a look here at the team we're sending out. It's Sanchez in goal, Chilwell, Colwell, Diassi, and James as the back four. Lavia and Casado in midfield. It's Mudryk, I should say, Gallagher, Palmer. Leonardo goes up top, and I don't even know where to begin. I guess we just try and trap them outside, since everybody's inverted and whatnot. And I don't know. They scored a lot of goals from through balls, so maybe we drop that line a little bit as well. All right, so we can see the team sheets there. It looks a fairly strong Tottenham side, doesn't it? But yeah, fairly strong. I forgot Brennan Johnson went there. That was a strange one for me, but anyway, what do I know? Let's give it everything. Do we go with that? All right, we'll do it for the fans. Let's try that. We are away from home here, aren't we? Yeah, so yeah, we go to it's not called, is it? No, it's not called the new White Hart Lane, is it? It's called the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. Yeah, because I know it's on the site of the old White Hart Lane, but no, I'm trying to. Sorry, brain's ticky. They played a season at Wembley, didn't they, for their home games whilst the stadium was being built, if I remember correctly. Because they had a Champions League campaign there, I think, didn't they, where they were struggling at home, even though they weren't actually playing at their home ground. And I mean, Tottenham going to Wembley is an unlikely event, isn't it? Sorry, Tottenham fans. Tottenham is just such an easy target, isn't it? It's like Arsenal sometimes. Well, it used to be like Arsenal anyway. And I always think what makes it worse too is that when the fans bite, it just makes it that much easier, doesn't it? When you don't get any reaction. So I always find that FM Lama, if you watch him, if you don't, FM Lama's brilliant. But he's a Birmingham City fan. Obviously, I'm a Villa fan. So you try and give him a little bit of crap, and he's just like, yeah, no, you're right, we are crap. So it just shuts you down straight away. But anyway, Mudryk, I thought he was going to get a toe in there. We've won it back with Colwell. Casado's, it's just going to break for Cole Palmer. Now, can he whip a ball in? We've got players forward, but it's taken off him by, it's there for Leonardo! And he draws a good save. But we're putting some decent pressure on them there, aren't we? James to take the corner. Can we put in a good one? It's not quite where we need it to be. And that is away. So we've had more possession, but not really had the highlight. There's not really been highlights in the game. Diassi. Oh, it's not a good pass. I mean, what's wrong with us that we can't pass to each other today? Richarlison has given them the lead. Is it offside? It doesn't look like it is. And I mean, I guess we need to do possession training. I don't know. It's just a poor pass out from the back, and from there, we just couldn't recover, could we? So Leonardo's only playing a 6-3, having missed his chance. Let's try a demand more. But this has not been... Now, yes, we're on lesser highlights. We're on key highlights, not extended, so that might be playing a role. Yeah, I mean, we need to be better, and I don't know what we can do. I mean, you can't just tell someone to be better, can you? So let's go and exploit the flanks. Let's raise up the tempo. And let's see if that works for us before we start making wholesale changes. Not that we have that many options to make wholesale changes. We've got a shot on target, so that's something. And it looks as though the second half momentum might be with us a little bit, but it's not enough to suggest that we're going to get ourselves back into this game, is it? So what can we do? What can we do? We're just a bit of a shambles right now, aren't we? Taremi, we know he can cause problems up there. So let's whip some early crosses into him. Mudrik's not having a great game. So do we get Sterling on out there for him? And Casado on a booking. I mean, he might just have to kind of deal with it for now. Let's try him, because he plays a Mazzella. Well, let's try... Who can play as a Mazzella? I wonder. Fernandez? Let's try him as a Mazzella and just... Yeah, I haven't really toyed with Mazzellas too much. So let's see if that might work. Create a bit of space for us. I wonder if we need to give it a calm down shout, actually, if we're looking a little bit nervous and whatnot. Can we get a foot in here somewhere and go up the other end? And Richarlison has got another one. Is he not back? Is there a chance he's offside? He hasn't. He's sort of offside and coming back. Yeah. Okay, so we've got away with one there. Oh, I know, only just. Reece James, that's just an accident, isn't it? That's not anything other than just a bit of an accident. Sterling's got injured. Excellent. All right, Nkunku, let's see you out there. You're right-footed. Maybe you can be useful out there. But it's not good, is it? It's not good. We've struggled past Leicester. Maybe we're not favourites for the Forest game, and we just can't create anything. Can we get the late goal this time? No, we cannot. And I think any chance of the title has just disappeared there. And now we're in a big battle to try and stay in the top four. But yeah, we've just not turned up for either game. So there we go. It's still top four, but 7 points now off Liverpool. That's going to be very, very difficult to pull back, isn't it? So I don't think we'll be champions this year. But I wasn't really expecting it. You know, when we sort of took over here, his Mount gives us a little bit more money. Sterling has fractured his wrist, so that could have been a lot worse actually. So he'll be back relatively soon. Yeah, I wasn't expecting to win the league. I was expecting, you know, we'd probably be around about the top four, but yeah, it's just fallen to pieces a little bit, hasn't it? So anyway, that'll do it for today. It's definitely shorter, isn't it, with only key highlights. We'll be back next time. Manchester United at home. That is looking for revenge in the Carabao Cup and, well, to try and stay in the top four. And then it will be Forest at Wembley in the semi-final. And hopefully we'll get a few wins between now and then as well and hit those couple of games in form. Get back to another cup final. Who knows? Maybe we could beat City in that. Take care.